Hey, what's up guys? It's your boy Legendary Pet here today. Today I will be making a Wonder Woman guide, but before we get into the video, make sure to like this video, subscribe, and comment down below what you guys want me to do next. But yeah, let's get straight into it. Alright guys, so Wonder Woman has 4 signature perks. I personally like using the shield. The reason why I like using this one the most is because if he dies through any projectile, you end up destroying it. So like say I'm playing against the Batman and they have a Batman and I rode through Batarang, it'll destroy it. Same thing with Pi. Anything that is not a heavy projectile will destroy. Sometimes it even destroys Rocket for bugs, so this is a perk I really like to run. So most of the time I'm kind of moving a lot when it comes to Wonder Woman. So just me moving is also destroying projectiles, and then on the ground obviously I have side B. So I'll get more into that button later on. But all these honor perks are really good also, so I don't think you can really go wrong. I think it's all personal preference, but I would use this one and twos. If they don't have projectiles, then you could use this one. So basically for this perk is every time you hit lasso at the tip of the lasso, it has a sweet spot which makes them take a lot more knockback, which basically could go for early KOs and stuff. This perk is really good because, like I said, you basically if they don't have projectiles, this perk is just good for knocking out opponents, making space. Like if you hit both, like say there's two the enemies standing in the corner, and you hit this perk, you send them both flying while you and your team get stage control. And who doesn't like stage control? I believe in this game, stage control is one of the biggest things in this game, and that that kind of helps you for winning. So this perk is really good. For her third perk, I think this perk is actually really good for ones. So in ones, you're allowed to do lasso. You're going to your opponent. So for this perk is if you hit someone with the lasso, you teleport to them instead of you grabbing them in. And this allows you to get a combo. The only reason I wouldn't personally use this perk in twos is because I don't want to lasso one person and then I fly to them, and then in the 2v2 setting, their partner is right behind them, and then I end up getting comboed because I fly to them. It's the only reason why I wouldn't use this, but for ones, this may be the best one perk. But for twos, I would definitely use the shield or, the sweet spot. Alright, so now let's get into the perks ones. Perk ones, I think there's only 3 perks I would really use when it comes to Wonder Woman. Snowball effect is what I personally use. You basically get a 7% damage boost on anyone that has the highest damage. This basically, so it's like, if someone's higher on the team, you basically just build up a lot of damage on them. And, it helps you get KOs a little bit earlier. It's because you're doing more damage, the higher percent, easier to knock them out. Another one I would use is Pierce and Motivations. This one is every time your teammate is running out, you get a 15% damage boost for 10 seconds. And you guys might not think 10 seconds is a long time, but if you get the proper read with Wonder Woman, you could kill someone in 10 seconds. So that is really good. Also, Wonder Woman has some combos, which I will show you later on. That's really good if you get to combo them in the first 10 seconds. Other than that, I think I would only use this one, Press Advantage. I personally don't have it unlocked, but I just started to look into it. And I read it, so I'm going to end up trying it out. Basically, anytime you or your team is over 125%, you put a weaken stack on them. And weaken is really good in this game at the moment. So if you hit anyone with a weaken, if you hit them, you apply a weaken stack. So, if they're running a big body comp like Black Adam, Superman, you're able to knock them out earlier rather than later, which is really good. You don't want to use Thermite because you don't have a projectile. Armor for 1 second after parrying projectile. You're kind of going to use your side B a lot. It's not really a reason to use this. You don't want armor after 2 seconds after respawning because you get your armor back, your down special, and the projectile block, you're using your side B to block it. So I personally want to use those. Alright, so let's go into perk number 2. Perk number 2, I would only really use 2. So the only 2 I would really use for him is Speed Force, which is my preferred perk. But I also use Last Stand a lot too. So the reason why I like Speed Force a lot is because you're able to, as you can see, it makes your base movement 5% faster. So this is basically just letting you track people on the ground faster, moving left to right. And a lot of Wonder Woman kills are aerial kills. So, I definitely recommend Speed Force. But Last Stand is also good because just like the perk earlier, if you combine it with this one, you're always applying weaken on someone. And as Wonder Woman, you are a tank. So you're almost always going to live to 100 if you play your life carefully. And, you know, playing your life carefully is just really, really good. And then you're always applying weekends, so you're able to get early ring outs. So these are the two main perks I would use. If you feel like you can't, my bad. If you feel like you can't get your nair a lot, I would use Too Fast to Block. And why? This one is just basically a dash attack, and if you feel like you can't last in there and someone's using Steven or something, then I would use Too Fast to Block. But for the third perk, I would use Punchless. Basically, every time you use a melee attack, you increase damage. I think just having more damage on Wonder Woman is really, really good. Other than that, I really wouldn't use anything. This is pretty good if someone is running Wonder Woman Steven, to just kind of stop them from using armor. It doesn't say exactly how long the stop is on armor, but other than that, I would just 100% use Punchless. Like, other than that, I don't think anything else really works. If you really wanted to, you could run Second Wind Beneath Your Wings, but honestly, with Wonder Woman, you're going to have your options a lot of the time. And if you don't, then you just have to kind of work on using your options a little bit better. But yeah, for a third perk, I don't think there's really anything else besides Punchless and then Armor Killer here and there. But yeah, let's get into the game plan, and I'll see you guys there. Alright guys, so let's get into the gameplay of Wonder Woman. I think there is a lot of Wonder Woman playstyles that you could go for. Whether you're backlining for your teammates in 2v2s, or, you know, just playing the front line for Wonder Woman. But this is kind of the best way I like to play Wonder Woman. Most of the time, most of your hits aren't really true. They're kind of, she does have one combo that is really, really good, which I will be showing in this video. But most of the time, for Wonder Woman, you are doing DI, you know, just you're following your opponent's DI, or you're following their dodge and you're comboing on them. So it may feel true for your opponent, but they're not necessarily true. You're kind of reading them. But if you do read the opponent, you do get very, very big reward after it. So just for example, I'm going to do up tilt into up D. Alright, so you see how he dodged right? Let's say hypothetically my opponent dodged right in game. I will mentally take a note of that. He may dodge differently here, but I'm going to show you, right? So I would do shades dodge, or not even shades dodge, I would just move forward cider. The reason I would do that is because you're reading their dodge and now they only have one dodge left. And now since they only have one dodge left, you only have to read them one more time for basically to them end up dying. Also, I would, if you guys can see at the bottom of the screen, they have dodge meter. If they don't have dodge meter, you are able to just string them up kind of like this. And you know, and they will end up dying, which I will also show later in the video. The reason why is that because if you don't have dodge meter, your invincibility runs out and you basically end up, you know, they can't dodge do anything because they don't have invincibility. So even though they are technically quote unquote dodging, no invincibility, you're just able to just not read and just go straight for the kill. So most of the time with Wonder Woman, you want to also always make sure you're using your shield off a cooldown. Even if you're not using it off a cooldown, you know, just pick your spot. So like if say you're getting juggled and you want to come down, armor is really, really good there. Armoring to your teammates is really, really good. It is almost never a bad time to use armor. Another one of our game plans is, you know, just spacing yourself out and then using lasso. This is also your combo starter, which is really, really good. But yeah, that kind of goes for a game plan. You know, just always make sure you're reading your opponent, memorizing which way they're dodging, or if they're not dodging. You always want to play very, very reaction-based for Wonder Woman because you get rewarded very highly for reading someone's dodge. So you see how right there, I just read his dodge. I basically got him in a really, really bad situation. But yeah, once you read someone's dodge and you notice someone's habits, you are able to basically just kill him just for that. Alright guys, so now we are going to go over Wonder Woman's buttons. I will be going over all of her ground buttons and her air buttons. Jab is really, really good. Jab is good. You basically get a combo starter into it. So, you know, if you wanted to do your short combo, you go into a short combo like that. She also has a longer version of a combo, which I will be showing. Up tilt is really, really good. It basically almost always combos into up B and also always combos into up air. I personally like to do up B just because I like the advantage state and I like to hold down, and you know, I like to kind of just roam around and just follow them, or I'll even like to jump. The reason why I like to jump is just to bait out a dodge and to see what they're doing and then follow up after that. So that is a really, really good button. Down tilt, basically down and light. the reason why this button is really good is because you see the Wonder Woman brace meter at the bottom. So basically, the more meter you have is the more damage it will end up doing, and the more knockback it would have. So you guys see how he didn't really go anywhere. I can't really make this bot give me brace meter, but if I did have brace meter, this will end up killing at anywhere from 60 to 80% with full meter and me charging it. And another way you could combo into it is side light, this. But that is really good. Another one of her meter is her side B. Her side B is very good. The reason why her side B is very good is because this also blocks projectiles. So you blocking projectiles gives you meter, your brace meter for your down tilt. So make sure if you're ever seeing someone, you know, just throw projectiles, you are doing this move. Once you hit you block something, you are able to cancel out of it. So that is really good. That's kind of it for also I'm sorry. Her neutral attack. Her neutral attack is very good. It kind of does a lot of knockback, so if you want to do jab this puts you in a lot of good advantage state when it comes to just DI reading. So that's me reading his dodge in. Now another one of her grounded attacks that are really good is her dash attack. A dash attack is very good because it's very fast. It's kind of just unreactable, basically meaning that your opponent can't react to parrying it or dodging it. And this also moves a lot further than any one of your moves on the ground. It'd be jab, everything that here. So if someone is just moving back like this, you could catch them off guard by just doing dash attack, which is very good. And dash attack leaves you in a good position, you know, just to basically read anything you want. But yeah, also the one great thing about her dash attack is since he's throwing her shield forward, it is also blocks like projectiles. So you know, say a battering is there, it will also destroy battering, which is really good. So that is really good. But yeah, let's get into her aerials. For her aerials, I think her best aerial button is her up B personally. The reason why I think it's up B is just because you're able to fast forward it. This button also gives you armor for your teammate. So it giving armor to your teammate is very good. Let's say you're in a 2v2, you're doing this beneath your teammate, you are giving them armor, which is very good. Like I said, applying armor to your teammates, supporting your team is very good, while also being able to KO with this move. Alright, now let's go into up air. Up air is a slower version of up B, but it does do a little bit more knockback. And then you know you are able to read off it a little bit better, but I just like the fact that I am also able to move down with up B. So up air is still very good. I was still using a lot of your stuff. Up air is also a little bit slower than up B. So if you have a read on someone and then you do, let's say up B, sometimes you will dodge through them. Like they will dodge your attack just because your attack is so fast. So if you read someone dodge, you would do up B, up air, which is really good because sometimes it'll re-dodge because it's just a slower move and you know it stays active for a little bit longer just because. Another one of a really good buttons is side air. Basically it is just a moving sword. This move is really good moving forward because it also pushes them back and it allows you to also, you know, make some reads. So like say he's dodging in, I would do nair. Sometimes this also combos at lower percent. Then you could go into true combos. And then off nair you could get jab, which is really good. Another reason why her side air is very good is because you also are able to drift back with it. And drifting back with it, it makes it a lot harder to punish rather than moving forward. So don't really try whiffing this button because at the end of it, you do have a little bit of lag, if you guys could tell. I'm kind of just laggy after it. It is a little bit harder for people to punish just because the active hitbox at the bottom. But once they find out how to punish it when it comes to dodging in, they will be really good. You know, you will be getting punished. Alright, another one of our buttons is nair. Basically neutral attack. And this is the armor break move, like I was talking earlier, which you can get jab under, which is very good. This is just a really good move. It's very active, also very whiff punishable, but it's very good just for getting your offense started, getting very good momentum. And as I was saying earlier, what I'm trying to emphasize the whole video is reading your opponent, getting your offense started is probably the biggest thing to Wonder Woman. It just makes she makes her feel very, you know, like mauling and impressive, and that's kind of how you want to play Wonder Woman. You kind of want to give your opponent no room to breathe when you are in. Obviously, you don't always have to rush in, But when you are doing stuff like this, you can play more back. But this Hanon would make it really good to do so. Alright, and for her last side special is just, her last special is side special. This is really good for killing opponents. Also for reading opponents. So say someone dodges out here, I would do side air, this. This is really good. Since it is a little bit slower, you can also catch people dodging in depending how far you are. Like right there, if he dodged in, that would hit him. But this move is just really good if you think someone won't dodge. Or you think they're pushing out. You are able to move it up and down. So this makes this move really good. You're just able to control it a little bit. You see I started up here, but I go down. Or I start up, and I can go a little bit higher. Side special is just a very good move for, oppressing your opponent a little bit more. Making them want to dodge. And if they don't, they do end up dying. So yeah, that is actually one of my favorite specials for him. But yeah, that's the last special. Okay, so now let's go into some combos. And I will show you guys some combos really quick. Some of the combos he does have is a jab confirm. So this is jab 1, dodge jab. So I'm going to do it slow just so you guys can do it. I won't do it all at one time. So you want to do jab 1, jab 2, down air. So you want to do jab 1, jab 2, jump down air. And once you do that, you want to do neutral air. What that basically sets them up to the left where you are going, because see how it started on the left, you are hitting them back to the left, and if you're hitting them to the right, it would bring them back to the right, just for example. Alright, so now after you do that, you can get another rep of this, so you'll be doing the same thing really quick, as long as I can hit it, and I am not very bad for sake. Alright, so now for the second part, you are doing the same thing you did on the first part, where you are doing jab, dash, jab, up, and then you're doing up tilt, just to end it, and then you are going into either up tilt, up B, or you're going up tilt, up air. It's kind of whatever one you really prefer. I prefer to do up B, but neither one is really bad. Like I was saying earlier, up air does a little bit more damage. But I like up B just because I like to touch the ground fast and kind of refreshes my options and then kind of go for the raid. Both options, both kind of set up your opponent for kind of a dangerous stuff. So, do whatever you want with that. So, also, another one of the combo is a side air into neutral air. This one is it doesn't always combo, but you see right there, it did combo. So if you did get it at a certain thing, you could do this and go into the combo. It's not, like I said, it doesn't work at every %, so that one kind of, use carefully. Another one of a combo that also does work is you want to do the same combo you were doing here, but here, instead of going up, you want to use down tilt. So if you have full dodge meter, you would want to use down tilt, just because it is a kill move, and you have your base meter. This will end up leading into a kill, which is really good. So yeah, so up tilt always combos into up B or up air. Another one of a jab confirm that you could do is jab, there. Basically, here if you want to do it, only time you wouldn't be hitting them up was because Wonder Woman thrives on just killing people off the top. Is if let's say I'm here, right, and I'm going back this way, and I want stage control. Let's say I'm gonna have him at higher % for now, right? Let's have him at 60. And I wanted him to just have more stage control. See how far it hits them back? So now I'm going to show you the other way. So if I'm here, and this basically gives you this whole stage, and then he has to come back to stage, giving you the advantage. Basically putting you in an advantage state. Wonder Woman has a lot of advantage state, but she also is the best at keeping her advantage state once you start reading her dodges and, just applying the pressure. So yeah, let's get into the next. Alright, so now we are going to go into a game. I'm basically just going to show off everything we did in the video and how I approach it and how I put everything together. And I'm just going to show it off to you guys. So we are playing against a Harley. Like I mentioned earlier, I'm going to really be looking at how he dodges, and just basically once I determine that, I will be able to kind of just apply my pressure very good. Alright, this guy, also you always want to keep track of the dodge meter. The reason is because, like I said earlier, you do end up getting a lot of your stuff off of that. Alright, so I ended up dropping the loop there. Alright, so right there, he dodged in, right, when hitting him sideways. So he's probably going to do it again. So you see how he did it right there? So now he has no more dodges. Since he has no more dodges, I'm always able to just go true into it, and I don't have to wait for anything else. Just him doing it. So he used one dodge. I'll wait here, see him use the other one, and right here, as long as I don't let him land, he should be dead. Exactly just like that. You always want to just make sure you're counting people's dodges, and once you count people's dodges, you know, you're just able to just kind of just kill them for it. So he dodged again. Most of the time, you jumping at them is also scaring them to dodge, because up B is not reactable. Since up B is not reactable, you kind of just get to kill people for it. I hope you guys enjoy this Wonder Woman guide. If you guys want me to show off more gameplay, or just so let you guys know how I think about the character and what goes through my head, then I will make another video about it. But if there's any other video, any other character you want me to do a guide on, let me know down below. And I hope you guys enjoyed this video, and I'll see you guys next time.